Bro, I want me a battle bot, dude. How many people, say you got the most dangerous battle bot, how many people you think you'd have to put in the arena with it to take down the battle bot, bro? But it's going like full speed. I'm talking about actual people. You know what I mean? You gotta think though, bro. If that thing is going full speed, 100-man versus gorilla, bro, I've been seeing that, bro. What are we talking about? Bro, why have I been seeing that? People talking about, can 100 people take down a gorilla? Of course 100 people can take down a gorilla, bro. No, they can't. You're dumb if you don't think 100 people with okay, let me explain this to you. Okay. If you think 100 people with absolutely no regard if they live or die was in a group against a silverback gorilla, if you think 100 people wouldn't kill that gorilla, you're tripping. I'm not talking 100 people who's like, I don't know if I want to do this. I'm talking about 100 people. I think 30 people could take down a gorilla. Y'all are I'm talking about 100 people who fully are into it and don't care whether they live or die, and a gorilla that's also completely 100% ready to fight. And I'm going to tell you exactly how it's going to happen, too. You're going to get the first line of people, right? You're going to surround the gorilla, okay? Now, are there going to be a couple people that die? Of course. But look here. Here's how 100 people would take down a gorilla with over half the people left. You just punched the gorilla, bro. If you imagine me and there's 100 other people, but you're standing in a circle around the gorilla, all you gotta do is run up. Everybody run up from every angle and take turns punching it, and then eventually you'll knock it out. People are gonna get hit, but while the gorilla's focused on somebody comes from behind, hits it in the back of the head. Somebody else comes through, hits it again. Somebody else comes through. All you gotta do is take turns subbing out. People coming through, swinging, somebody else. I don't understand what y'all think a gorilla is, bruh. Y'all think a gorilla's like a grizzly bear? You're a moron? No, you're legitimately a moron if you think anything else besides what I'm saying. If you legitimately think that 100 grown individuals cannot take down one gorilla, you are no joke dumb, bro. Like, for real. You gonna call me a moron? You dumb for real. The gorilla would tire out before it even got to 50 people anyway. Humans are the most cardiovascular enabled people. A gorilla ain't gonna be able to sit there and fight 100 people without running out of breath. The gorilla's gonna pass out, if anything. The gorilla ain't done nothing, so why's 100 people gonna attack it? I don't know, that's just what people been talking about. Take, you're just a simpleton. I don't understand what you think a silverback gorilla is, but it's not what you think it is, buddy. Now, 100 people versus a hippo, the hippo kills everybody. 100 people versus a tiger, tiger kills everybody. 100 people versus a grizzly bear kills everybody. But 100 people versus a silverback gorilla, 100 people could take down a silverback gorilla, no weapons. Okay. What does Goober just say? Bruh, its skin is thicker, it's faster, better reaction speed, basically all muscle mass and intelligent. Gorillas are not intelligent. Silverback gorillas are not intelligent. You're talking about the other ones. I've seen a silverback gorilla take a dump in his hand and eat it, bro. They're not intelligent. If there's any creature that's going to take a dump in his hand and eat it, it's not smart, bro. Get out of here. What you talking about? What'd you just say? I don't think you understand what a silverback gorilla is. I know exactly what a silverback gorilla is. I know its stats. I know its ability to lift weight. I know how much they weigh. And I know how fast they get out of breath. If you legitimately think that 100 fully grown humans with no care in the world if they live or die could not kill a gorilla, I do not know what to tell you. The sheer amount of bodies alone would be able to take the gorilla down. Hello? Do you understand how many 100 people is? Especially 100 people that don't care. I'd be surprised if the gorilla killed 40 people. You done lost your mind, bruh. If you think 100 people couldn't... I'm not talking about y'all. Of course, 100 of y'all would get snapped up instantly. I'm talking about 100 fully fit human beings that do not care if they die or live. What you talking about? You wouldn't know. I could solo a gorilla 1v1.